Okay. So today we're going to talk about student study skills webinar, and this is a collaboration with the DRC and the Tutoring Center. So first I'm going to talk about my department. My name is Felicia Arce. I'm the middle one. I'm the Assistive Technology Specialist, and I have my coworker, her name is Christina Willsworth, and she's the Disabilities Coordinator. And then my other coworker, her name is Nikki Hardy, and she's the Administrative Office Assistant. So first I'm going to do kind of my half, showing you guys some assistive technology, different types of tools you can use for study skills. And then I'm going to give it to Josh, who will be talking about the Tutoring Center and then services that they provide. So first off, assistive technology. Like I said, I'm an assistive technology specialist. A lot of people really don't know what that means, and it's really a official term for people that with disabilities that use technology. And for example, now a lot of people are using that everybody's using that technology. So for example, Alexa, everybody can find uses for Alexa, but Alexa was actually, and that technology was actually built for people with disabilities. So you know how you could say, Alexa, turn on the light in the living room? Someone in a wheelchair needed a special device so they would be able to turn on the light in the living room for safety, for environmental health. So that's kind of some technology that I work with people with disabilities, but now everybody's kind of saying that everybody can use that technology. The way assistive technology works, or basically technology works, is we use low tech, then mid tech, and then high tech. In our current situation, maybe going to the grocery store or going to Target is a little bit more of a task than it used to be. So I wanted to let people know that there's stuff around the house that they would be able to use. One example of that is highlighters. Highlighters are a great way to kind of keep track, kind of have that mental note. Post-its are another great way to have as a study tool. Reading aids, so for example, what you see on the right, this allows you to block out what sentence by sentence for better comprehension. For example, this yellow block is used kind of as a highlighter, and there's a lot of studies, but some people find that different types of filters, so yellow, reds, peaches, blues, will help people comprehend, be more focused while they're reading. Graphic organizers, so that's basically like maybe planners or kind of ways that you can chunk your assignments or chunk what you need to learn in different kind of categories. Planners, and then a smart pen is kind of a mid-tech device, and this is that pen right here. This pen allows you to press record, and then it records the whole lecture. Or so, for example, say you wanted to use this and you're watching a basketball game. So you would press record, and then you would write quarter one. And then when the second quarter started, you would write quarter two, and then quarter three, and quarter four. And then once you're done, you're going to press stop. Say you wanted to review something that happened in the second quarter, you would just need to press where you wrote down second quarter, and then it would play the whole recording of the second quarter. And for students who are at the DRC and they have that accommodation, we do check these out for free for the term. Another kind of avenue that I think that a lot of people use is Instagram and YouTube. So here are kind of some Instagram people that I follow that I think that are pretty good with using tutoring, different types of learning styles. Another thing that I thought was pretty interesting that people can use is now that you can follow hashtags. If you are, say you have an exam, or say you want to focus more on time management, I just put hashtag time management, and then it was a nice video of how to have better time management. Here are some kind of flashcards that you can use. Flashcard Deluxe is really nice. It allows you to add a picture, and it also allows you to listen to what you wrote. So I think that gives you that auditory, but also the picture to identify. Same with Tiny Cards. Tiny Cards is also linked with Duolingo. It allows you to learn languages, but also allows you to have that picture, the kind of like a quiz game-based learning. Momentum is, and everything I'm going to say today is free. So that's why I said the light version. There is a paid version of Flashcard Deluxe, but I think you should use the light version until you know that you're going to use it or you're going to like it, and then pay for that. So Momentum is a app that I use for Chrome, and it's really nice because every time I open up the Chrome browser, it says the time, good morning or good afternoon, and what I need to focus on today. So say I wrote PowerPoint, it would have a little checkbox here, and then the next time I opened up a browser, it would still bump or put up my to-do list. And then there's also a to-do list right here. So say I need to register for classes. This wouldn't go away until I click that box. And then, so it's a nice forever to-do list for me. Forest is a really nice app. It rewards you for not being on your phone. So you open the app and you start building your forest. And if you do an hour, you get a nice little tree. And then you start just building your forest. It's again, it's game-based, but it's keeping you off your phone. So once you go on your phone, then your forest stops growing. Rescue Time is a paid for site blocking. So I don't want you to use that one because you have to pay money for it. Stay Focused is free, and I know we like that. And what this app allows you to do is it gives you the site, or you give them the site that you don't want to access. So it could be 10 minutes, I don't want to access CNN, or say there's certain days I don't want to go on this particular site I go on. So the problem with this is if, say, for example, one day I accidentally it was like my email browser, and then I forgot about it, and then that next Wednesday I couldn't get into my email because I accidentally put it as an example on Stay Focused. So that's the only trouble with that. But it's a free site, and if you don't want to go to certain sites, it's really nice to eliminate it because it won't let you allow to go on there. Screen Shader is another. We're using our laptops and our computers a lot more than usual. So this app will allow you to shade your screen, and it gives you recommendations. So just recommended if you're doing it due to eye strain, if you're working late. Just a nice way that you can maybe adjust it and see if you feel the difference. So this next one is called Reader Mode. Again, this is a free extension. It allows you to go on a website, and then it allows you to eliminate the visual clutter. So this was an article, and see, they wanted me to buy this kind of necklace with people's names on it. And then if you didn't want the advertisements, you would press the little extension over here, and then it would go to eliminate all of this. And it also allows you to use different fonts. So say you wanted to change the font, or the font size, or the letter spacing. So here is the Open Dyslexic font. So people with dyslexia have found this to be more helpful. And so I used to be a history major, and here's my history part. So back in the day when they used to make books, ink and paper were very expensive. So that's why they crunched everything together. Now that we're on computers, we can space our letters apart, and people are finding that they have better comprehension when letters are spaced apart. So maybe that's something that you need to use. This extension will allow you to do that. And if you go up to the little mic up here, this extension will read it to you. And it also allows you to do, it's called a dyslexia ruler, and you can pick your color, and you can go up and down the screen and read every sentence with that kind of filter over it. Kurzweil is a free technology that allows you to upload a document and read it aloud. So this is free to any student at CCC. All they really need to do is just email the DRC and say, I want a Kurzweil account, and we will send you the account information. So what you're going to do is you would use your username and password. And then, for example, say you needed to read the Oregon driver's manual, you just press play, it would start reading it to you. If you need to bookmark, highlight, add notes, that's where you would use the tools on the side. And then it allows you to highlight throughout the document and then collect it at the end. And then it kind of makes a study guide for you. And then you could change different voices. You can increase the speed, decrease the speed, change what you want to be highlighted. And there's also a Chrome extension that allows you to press play and read the article. Now I'm going to show you how some of the apps I talked about today work. When I open up my Chrome browser, this is Momentum. So it says the time, it says good morning, Felicia. If I had a main focus today, so if I had to finish up a PowerPoint, I would write it in here, and then it would save it as a kind of to-do list for today. Right here, I can have a long to-do list. And then if I needed to go, say if I shut down this browser, if I needed to pull it up again, or I need to use Chrome again, it would show my PowerPoint. And so this wouldn't go away until I have checked off that I completed it. Another tool I wanted to show you is called Tiny Cards. So they have different subjects. So for example, one that I have been doing is US flags. And an important part of this, and I think it's really good at, is you feel like you know the knowledge, and it helps you with the flashcards, but then it puts the cards that you've gotten right further away. So when they come up again, if you actually know the card, then it will give you a positive remark. So this is Mexico. So it says the name, and then you pick which card is Texas. So it's just very game-like. And then once you complete that, then you'll go to the next one. So say if I didn't know that this one was Nevada, if I did this one. So this is kind of game-like. Another one is called the Kurzweil extension. So the Kurzweil extension, if I pressed play right here, I wanted to start reading right here and press play.
Seattle-The Woodland Park Zoo is celebrating babies this spring.
So, like I said, you can increase the speed, decrease the speed, and this is a free service for CCC students. Another app that you can use is this. It's called Reader Mode. So say you didn't want to have the advertisements on the side. If you want to go into settings, you can change the font. You can have this dyslexia ruler like I was talking about. You could pick the exact color that is the best for you, and then you can scroll down. Another great thing about this feature, and it's free, it's a free extension, is you could press this mic and then it'll read it out to you. Press play.
The Woodland Park Zoo celebrates new babies this spring. Woodland Park Zoo's new male beautifon is.
And you can change the rate, the pitch, the volume, and then you can change the voice. So those were just a few. Yeah, does anybody have any questions?
I'm muted. For that flashcard, so the demonstration was state flags and everything. I assume they have a few different test banks, but can you create your own based on a biology class or whatever you're in?
Yeah, you can create your own. And it's nice because you could put Bio 101. It's not going to be for CCC, but it could be like medical terminology. I'm like, this is going to be something that's relevant to a lot of people.
Okay, and then you can edit your deck as necessary
Yeah.
or create brand new ones.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
And that's where the app, I think, would be very useful for people, because people are on their phones. It's a little bit easier than a desktop. So it's kind of like that extra 2 minutes you have in the day when you're waiting in line or doing something that you could be continuing using your studying.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for participating.